Hello, my name is Dawn, but a lot of you call me
Spice Dawn.
You do, and that is Spice Colin behind the camera. And this is going to be a pretty cool video because I have been searching, I swear, for a year or two to find some dishes that would work for some dishes that are no longer available through Scentsy. And I found some. So I am going to share some screenshots after I talk about the dish so that you know what to look for, okay? So, first of all, let's talk about the cylinder warmers. This was called Starling, but there was a whole bunch of these cylinder style warmers, which is why they called this multiple glass cylinder when you would need to order a replacement dish. Haven't been able to get this. Cannot get it. Nope. Fits right down in here in the little thing. Sure, you don't recognize this warmer. It was a limited release and I got it because of course there's birds on it, but there was Gold Crush, Black Crush, Blue Crush. There was the one with the flower on it, which I forget its name, but I'm going to show you some of those warmers. There was Ocean Mosaic. There was a bunch of them. And you can't get replacement dishes for any of those warmers right now. But, look what I found. Okay, so here is the rack. The racks are all the same, okay? And you can't go with certain dishes because then it would hit the light bulb. You can't go with other dishes because it's too small for the hole. But guess what? I was at Crate and Barrel getting new drinking glasses, and I found this little sweetie. This is a prep bowl from Anchor Hocking. It is, I believe that says 4-ounce prep bowl. This fits in here. It's not too deep, doesn't hit the light bulb, and it melts the wax. So I'm going to share a little image of this dish from Anchor Hocking so that if you need one of these that you can't get anymore, then you could get one of these, or I would get several because they're handy to have on hand. Okay, so that is for the cylinder, multiple glass cylinder that you can't get anymore. Okay, so now let me show you some other things that I discovered in my quest to find dishes that we can't get anymore. Do you see this little dish? That is the most ridiculously small dish ever. This came with the warmer for the All Aglow collection, which was a taller green tree was the large, the medium tree was white, and the littlest tree was like a galvanized gray. This is All Aglow Small Gray was the name of the dish, but you can't get it anymore. But I bought a bunch of them because I do that, because I was using them inside warmers that don't have dishes. This is an Element, doesn't have a dish. Well, you know what? Let me tell you a little bit about me, okay? I use a top sheet. I will always use a top sheet. I don't go commando. I'm a huge fan of panties and underwear. I just like a little barrier, okay? So I started looking for dishes to use inside some of these warmers that didn't have dishes. Like if I had something in there that got like kind of crusty, I'd have to move the cabinet, I'd have to unplug it, I'd have to let it cool down, I'd have to like scrub it without getting water down anywhere. Well, you know what? You could just pick up this little dish, clean it, dry it, stick it back in, okay? So that's how I like to do it. You might like to do it as well. A bunch of my customers are already following these things. Okay, so this is a really cute dish. See how it has that little ripply top? Like, isn't that cute? That's cute. That's cuter than these plain dishes. Okay, there's Cinnamon. He's cute too. And I have to tell you something else. Mini warmers. Again, no dish. Okay? Look at that. That's a dish inside a mini warmer. Our mini warmers do not have dishes. Okay? I need dishes. So, my wax changes are a lot easier. But this dish didn't fit down in completely on certain ones. So what's a girl to do? Well, a girl finds a smaller dish, okay? Now, this was All Aglow small gray replacement dish that you cannot get anymore. But look at this. That is practically the same size. Now, of course, I do not have an All Aglow gray Christmas tree. I sold a bunch of them. I cannot remember who I sold those to, and it's not worth it. But I think this is going to fit in it. If you live near me, near the Brookfield, Ohio area, and you have that gray Christmas tree, I will give you one of these to see if it fits that warmer. But I am pretty sure that it will. It still has that little bit of a lip there. I hope to God it doesn't fall in and hit the light bulb. But try it without wax in it first, okay? But look, that's pretty dang close. But anyway, about this little dish, look at this. Mini warmer. Cardinal, if you don't like the bigger one that sticks up more. This was cranberry something. Cranberry glass, I believe it's called. Now, it doesn't sit on the very bottom of cranberry glass, but I have photos to prove that 1 cube still melts in a glass warmer, because you know these glass warmers, they don't hold the heat like the ceramic and the porcelain. Okay, so sometimes the glass ones, you don't get a full melt, but I got a picture of this guy not fitting down in there as well as he should, but still getting 1 cube full melt. So that speaks volumes. Now, this older warmer, see how it has like this tinier kind of hole? Okay, but watch this. This fits in there. Oh, how wonderful is that? Okay, woohoo, fits in there. Even my favorite mini warmer of all time that has this little peanut thing here fits inside Bluster. Now, here is old Jack. Here is new Jack. Now, it almost fits to where it's sitting on the bottom, but it still melts. 1 cube of wax. So how awesome is this? Like, and these are food grade, okay? This isn't like light bulb glass. It's gonna be just like these other dishes that we can't get anymore. So how awesome is that? Now, I tried the paper liners, but they have too much flare and they don't sit down in. so you don't really get a good melt, and they're white, or I think you can get them in black, but they don't really look that good. Whereas these little glass babies, isn't it cute? I'll share a screenshot of which one it is. And you know these are heavy, okay? But some people have older outlets. Like they can't even keep their vacuum cleaner plug from like falling out. Well, let me show you. I bought these, and these are called Snug Plug. And I was like, how unbelievably simple is this stupid little piece of plastic that goes into the plug and makes it snug. Okay, so if your outlet is like, these kind of like sag a little bit because your outlet, like I have some outlets that I have never used in 21 years of living in this house, and I try to put one of these in there and it is like, it's so tight. But then I have other ones, maybe the one above it, and it's like sloppy. So my husband is a funny man. He just got out of the hot tub, which is why he's wearing his bathrobe. But this is what he says after we filmed that clip.
Size matters. Snug is good. Sloppy is not.
I love you, Colin. So that's where these little things that you can get on Amazon, Snug Plug. Can you believe somebody invented this? And I hope that they're making their fair share, because how freaking genius is this? Snug Plug. No more loose plugs. Woohoo! I think they even have one that glows in the dark or something. I do not know the answer to that, but they might. Not that I want that, because that would be weird. So anyway, how exciting is this? Some of these dishes you can't get anymore. And then what do? Well, you look and look and look and look and order, and remember to use your business account credit card on your Amazon account so that your bookkeeper and your husband doesn't bitch at you for having everything. We got to keep our records straight, man. We have bookkeepers and accountants and husbands. So you look, and I looked, and now I'm able to share this with you. Isn't that cool? So I have a Facebook page called Spice Dawn Tips to Share. And I sometimes post these kinds of things on there, and sometimes I post them on my personal Facebook. But regardless, these dishes could save you if you need a dish that is no longer available. Hope that helps. Feel free to share it. If you have any questions, let me know. Make a comment on this YouTube video. I'm pretty good about like answering things. Hope that helps. Bye.